everybody, welcome to my channel. So in this video we are going to go over all things compliance or credentialing, everything that you are going to need before you start your travel assignment. So let's get right into it. Okay, to start, let me let y'all know I have all this stuff like written down in front of me on my computer so I do not forget. So if I keep looking off to the side, it's because I'm looking at my computer screen. Okay, so first things first, or first up with your credentialing documents. Actually, let me just tell y'all what credentialing is. So when you accept a position for a travel assignment and a contract, you are going to have to go through what is called compliance or credentialing. Basically, it is verification that you actually have everything that you need to actually get started. It's a lengthy process. It is very much so annoying. And every time you switch companies, you're going to have to do it all over again. So that is why you hear a lot of travelers say they don't like to switch companies, because they don't want to go to the very beginning of credentialing, because it is very much so time consuming. And if you are doing this every 3 months with a different agency, it becomes very much so annoying. All right, so first thing you're ever going to submit to your recruiter is going to be your resume. And in your resume, you want to be have certain things. Okay, you want to have where you worked at for sure, the location of the hospital, if that hospital is a level 1 trauma center, if it's a teaching facility. You want to put on there what computer charting system that you used, if it was like a staff position, a per diem position, or a travel position. You also want to have on your resume all of your license, the date that it was issued, the date that it expires, and your license number. If that is a compact state. So if it is a compact state, definitely put that on there. Then also the list on your resume is a given is your degree. So if you are a bachelor or an associate's trained nurse, you want to have that on there. Your certifications as well, BCLS, ACLS, NRP, have those on there. I don't think it's too important to have your issue date on there, but it is going to be important to have your expiration date listed on there. And when it comes to BCLS, ACLS, you want to get the American Heart Association one and not really the Red Cross one. I find that if you have the American Heart Association, that you're fine across the board. A lot of hospitals will not accept the Red Cross certification, so keep that in mind. I think that's all that you need really listed like on your resume. They're also going to ask you for references. You don't necessarily have to have your references listed on your resume. You'll just submit that to them separately. Now, I will say this to you guys: when you are submitting your references, be very careful who you submit your references to, because once you submit your references to them, they're immediately going to reach out to them and call them and verify those references. So if you do not plan on working with that company, don't give them your references. Save it for another time, because you do not want your references to be bombarded with calls over and over and over again. You want to be very nice to them. So only give your references information to a company that you absolutely know for sure that you are going to work with. If you aren't quite sure if you're going to submit with them, just hold off. Just let them know, like, I'll give you my reference when we find a contract that I'm ready to submit to. Now, keep in mind, they will feed you this whole spiel of making sure that you have a complete profile. That way, when you do find something, they can go right ahead and submit. It does not take that long to verify references, so they will be okay with you not giving it to them. And you absolutely don't have to at that point. The only thing you need to give a recruiter when you're initially talking to them is your resume. And that just gives them some good information about who you are, what you do, and how much experience that you have. That is it. So to begin with, like I said, resume, references, and then you're also going to have to fill out an application with that company. Yes, you already gave them a resume. Why do you have to fill out the application? I know it's very much so annoying to me as well, but they have their things that they have to check off for JCO. So just do it, or ask your recruiter to do it. I have asked some recruiters to fill out the application for me when I gave them my resume, and they did it for me without any hesitation, which was kind of nice. So asking, you just might receive. So there's just some basic things. So once you get through that process, those are what you're going to need just to submit to a hospital, along with a skills checklist. A skills checklist is just going to tell a hospital what your competency level is. So basically what skills you are comfortable with and aren't comfortable with doing, like what you're proficient in and what you aren't proficient in. So those are going to have to go along with you getting submitted to the hospital or facility, whatever you want to call it. So resume, application, references, skills checklist, those are going to be upfront things that you're going to need before you even submit to a facility. And then those things will go to your profile when you're submitting to a facility. All right, once you submit and you accept a position, this is where all the overwhelming things happen. It's because you're going to get assigned a compliance person, and that compliance person is going to send you an email that is like a half a mile long, asking for a ton of things, and we are going to go through all of those things. First and foremost, which is the absolute most important and the very first thing that you need to do, is a background authorization form. A background check can take anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks to complete. And if your background check is not complete, they will not allow you to start at the facility, and it will absolutely push your start date back. So make sure you fill out that background authorization form first and foremost. Before you do anything else, fill out that form, okay? Because it's the most important, because it's the one that takes the absolute longest. In the background check, it is going to ask you for all the addresses that you've lived in the last 7 years. If you are a travel nurse and you are a travel nurse for a long time, then you're going to have a lot of different addresses. So just make sure to keep like a separate document or folder or something to put those addresses in. Over the years, I have now stopped putting every single address that I have lived in. If it's not associated to anything financially, I don't list that address. So if I didn't open a bank account there or a credit card there or switch my bank statements or anything over to that address, I don't list it anymore. So basically, if it's not going to show up on my credit report, I don't list it under the background check. Drug screen is another thing that's very important that you need to get like done ASAP, because it does take some time for a drug screen to be ran and result. So those should be the first two things that you check off on those lists: background authorization form, and go and get your drug screen completed. Okay, TB skin test and your respiratory mask fit test, and then also your physical, are going to be things that you will have to go into a physical office to get done. Of course, you guys should know with the TB skin test, you're going to have to go and get it placed and then go back a few days later to get it read. Some hospitals are going to require a 2-step, meaning you're going to have to go and get 2 of them done and not just 1. Quite annoying, but it is what it is. There is a lab called a quantiferin gold that you can get done, and with a quantiferin gold, you can literally skip over the TB skin test. And I want to say, if you've had the quantiferin gold results, you don't have to get a TB skin test for like an entire year. But if you do have a TB skin test, a lot of companies will make you do it like every 30 days. So I prefer to just go ahead and ask for a quantiferin gold. That way I can have those results for the whole year and not have to keep getting poked every single assignment, because it gets annoying. Your mask fit test is just what you use for your respirator. Every single hospital pretty much uses a different one, but you still have to get it done before you get there. Just know, like, when you arrive to the facility, if the mask that you perform the fit test with is not the one that they use, then you'll have to do another one at the facility. It's not a big deal, just do it and move on from it. But whenever you do get it done, save that document, okay? Because you're absolutely gonna need it again for another contract, and those are good for an entire year. So keep all that documentation. Same thing with your physical. Your physicals are good for a complete year. Usually your company pays for this also, and you just have to present to a clinic, like an urgent care or something, to get it completed. When you are there, in your physical complete, ask for a copy while you're there. It is an absolute nightmare trying to get a copy after you've already left, because your company is the one that is paying for the physical. So a lot of times the clinics do not want to release it to you because the company paid for it. At the end of the day, it is your health information. It really doesn't matter who the heck paid for it. It is your health information. You are entitled to have a copy of it. But to keep life a lot easier for you, just get a copy like right after you get it done, before you leave the building. So, certifications. So you are going to need a copy of all of your certifications. So BCLS, NRP, ACLS, PALS, A1, that fetal heart monitoring, strokes, any special certifications that you'll need to give that to your compliance person. So keep a copy in your phone like I do. I compile a copy of all of my compliance documents and I put it in my phone under compliance or certifications. That way I have easy access to it, and it's always in the cloud because I have an iPhone. If you're an Android person, I don't know what y'all do. I don't know where y'all can put it in your phone. But for iPhone, put it in the files and just make its own folder just for compliance documents to keep everything nice and organized, and you to be able to shoot it over really quick if you ever switch companies or need to resend something, because that happens also. Or they will ask for something that you've already sent them yet again. It is what it is. Just do it and get it done. Your license as well. Yes, all licenses are online and electronic. I don't really get a lot of requests nowadays asking for a copy of my license, because most states don't issue an actual like license card anymore like they used to back in the day. A lot of agencies will literally just look on the nurses to verify your license, but they may ask for your license number and the expiration date. But if it's on your resume, then you don't have to worry about it. They should just look at your resume, but they probably won't. They probably will still ask you for your license number. And again, yes, it's annoying, but just give it to them. Make the little petty statement, but give it to them at the same time. You will also have to do prophecy or reliance exams. It's just competency exams that you'll have to do. Usually it is one that's on medication, one that is specialty specific, and then there's one that's about like age related questions and fire safety, and you'll have to do all those before you start. It's every single company you'll have to do it with. So know that if you save your results from one company, they may let you use it with another company if they use the same system. Because if they're doing prophecy exams, prophecy is like a brand, I guess you could say, of the exams. So if that other company uses prophecy exam and you just did a prophecy exam, they may accept it. And then Reliance is another exam, so if the other company uses Reliance as well, they may accept it. So try and keep your records from that as well, because it can get, those questions on the exam can get quite lengthy and it can be very time consuming. And if you're switching companies every 3 months, bless your heart. Okay, facility modules and paperwork. So a lot of facilities will have like these extra modules for you to do, HealthStream, eLearns, whatever you want to call them. Some of them will ask you to do it before you start. Some of them you will do them once you have started on the unit, and they'll give you like an entire day to get these modules done. Now, if they ask you to do this before you start, make sure you get paid. Okay, don't be doing these modules that's gonna take you 12, 13, 14 hours to complete, and they do not pay you. They tell you that you have to do these modules and they will be unpaid. You tell them that you will do these modules when you get on the unit then, because you absolutely will not be doing work-related duties and not being paid. Okay, all right. The same thing with the facility paperwork. They may send over like confidentiality agreements, documents to go ahead and start getting your email address and your username and password and your computer login information. So they'll send those documents as well for you to go ahead and fill out, and that way when you show up on the first day, you don't have to do it. You'll already have your username, your login information, your email address set up. So it'll make life a lot easier for you. And then there's some things that are more so like HR that are outside, still in compliance, but it's kind of like a different realm. But with on the HR side, you'll have to submit like your driver's license, your passport, a voided check for direct deposit, of course filling out the direct deposit form, enrolling for benefits, completing your W-4 and I-9. So those are also things that you'll have to go in and just check. Once you get through all of these things, you're gonna be over it. You're never gonna want to do it again. Going to want to stick with the same company the entire time through your entire travel nurse profession, because travel nurse career, because it was just so time consuming and draining. Please don't stick with one company your whole career. You will limit your earning potential by sticking with one company your entire career. Yes, it is convenient to stay with one company, but unless that company is matching another company's rate, I would not stick with one. Like, I'm all about maximizing my income, and if you are all about maximizing your income, just know that you will just have to do this with multiple companies, and that's okay. You already know it's gonna take some time, so suck it up and get it done, buttercup. All right, I would again think that this video needs to be wrapped up because I've been going on and on and on. If you have any questions, just make sure to put it down below and I will be sure to answer it. There was nothing that you learned from this video, do not worry, there will be plenty more to come. And as usual, make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and comment down below, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.